Welcome to Dobby Repairs. I'm Dobby the Fixing Elf, and this is what's in my toolbox, the series where I show you the tools I use to repair cars and fix things. So let's find out what's in my toolbox today. And in this instalment, we have this plastic welding kit that I picked up. I've had it for over a year now, so I've tested it extensively. It comes with two different plastic welders. You have the stick style soldering iron style one, I'll turn on now because they take a little while to warm up. And this more staple style one, just pull the trigger. And they take these lovely little staples like this. I don't know if you can see it with one camera, but there's like little staples, and all you have to do is pop those in here like so. And yeah, you can use them to weld plastic. So let me grab a bit of plastic. I've got a little bottle cap here that I've cut in half. Not really what I use for. I've got some proper footage of repairing other stuff. Repairing the toolbox actually, which I'll show you in just a moment. But this is just a quick demonstration. You line up the parts that you want to weld together. You take the plastic welder and you pull the trigger. A little red light comes on and you'll see it start to change colour. As you can see that on the camera, it's gone nice and red. And all you do is you line it up. You hold it in place. You've got to let it cool down now. And there we are. That's nice and secure. The kit also comes with a little set of clippers for clipping off the excess. So all you have to do is simply, they're not the greatest, but they do the job. You also get a little wire brush with it. And also the kit comes with a selection of different staples. I've already pressed some of these a few times, some of them I haven't used. Here's a nice big selection of staples. You get 500 in total. Around 500 in total of different staples. I never counted them. But there's a lot of different selections of different staples, which is quite handy for doing different repairs. If you saw my boot trim repair on the C4 Grand Picasso, I used that in that video. And as for the plastic welder, this is a simple soldering iron style one. Soldering iron style one, should I say? So yeah, what we have to do is just mount the plastic into place. It uses these lovely little rods. Just be careful you stick this one. As you can see, it's got a bit of plastic mounted on the back of it. Well, I stuck it down and wasn't careful about where I put it. You want to get the plastic mounted. You can then apply it to whatever part you need to repair. Yeah, just simply apply it. You can mount it into place as well, like so. You also got two heat settings, so this is on the medium heat, so low heat setting, and then you put it on the high heat. You see it flashes when it's heating up, and obviously you've got an off setting as well, but I'll put it on high heat. You see it does get really hot, so be careful where you put it. Good. And simply just mounts it into place. Useful for plugging little holes. Like so. There we are. I'll take it off. Not the best repair to do on camera. It's a lot easier without a camera in the way. So I'm going to quickly turn that off and let it cool down. Obviously they are mains powered, so you take your standard UK plug and you plug straight in. And they're fairly useful for different sorts of things. I mainly find myself using this one for fixing stuff like air leaks, like if you've got a crack or a little hole in your air intake. This works quite well. You have to be careful because it's quite hot, you might do more damage, but a bit of practice you can get there. And this one for repairing like broken bumpers and stuff like that, that's what you need to join together. So for instance, I've got these two bits of coat hanger, and they're not really meant to line up, but just to show you a demonstration of what you can do with this. Yeah, simply just pull the trigger and heat it up. Once it gets warm, let go of the trigger. What I do recommend doing this in a well ventilated place. I normally do this outside, but sometimes you can't. Just make sure you've got well ventilated, because the plastic smell is not very nice. And yeah, that's joined together. Not in the strongest way, but it's joined together so you can see the sort of thing it can do. And it doesn't really cause much damage to the other side as long as you don't go too deep. You do have to be careful because you can go all the way through. Let me just put another plastic staple in there. Yeah, so if you're not too careful with these, if you're not careful enough with these, should I say, you can overheat them. So get this nice and hot, and then you can just go all the way through the part you're trying to fix, like so, and burn the table. You just have to know your depth and how deep you can go. But it's better on thicker plastic than it does on plastic. It's still a bit warm. So here's just a bit of footage of the real world applications of these plastic welders. As you can see, this toolbox has seen better days. It's quite cracked and quite broken, and I want to use it in a future project, so stay tuned for that. It does play quite a big part in that. And yeah, we're just going to fix it all up. As you can see, it's quite a big crack. So as you see now, I've got it held back into the right place. I'm going to take my plastic staple and insert it, as you can see, just heat it up and pop it in, much like I showed you earlier in the video. And yeah, once you get it all nice and welded in, just let it cool down before you pull it out. And this is where judging the depth is really handy. You don't want to go all the way through and make it look bad or worse. As you can see, if that goes through, I'm holding it nice and secure. Now I've already started plastic welding it down with the other plastic welder, as you can see, to fill in the crack. And it's fairly simple. As you see, there's lots of smoke off here, so that's why you want to do it in a very ventilated place. And yeah, it'd be particularly hot here, so it was really hot when I was doing this. You can see, just weld it up just like that, and then you can smooth out the plastic with the welder afterwards and get a nice clean seam, as clean as you want. The longer you do this, the more practice you have with it, the better it is and the easier it is. As you can see, it looks quite nice, and we can smooth it all out and give myself a nice good finish. And yeah, this is the same sort of principle as I use on air intake pipes. I fill it up with some filler rod first, and then I smooth it out to make it as smooth and as secure as possible, to make sure there's no more air leaks. As you can see, it's done a fairly okay job. It's not the prettiest, but it's definitely better than it was. It's definitely better than that nasty crack. And yeah, it's all nice and secure. The inside's a bit mucky, but no one can see the inside really. And yeah, that's nice and secure now, so I can use this toolbox again, which I'm really pleased about. Just be careful where you do stand your soldering iron. As you see, I stuck my soldering iron down here and it flipped up and melted a nice little groove in the bottom of my workmate here, as you see, in the plastic there. So just be careful where you put them. And now I'm going to show you this bit of boot repair footage. This is from the Citroen C4 Grand Picasso boot repair video I did not too long ago. And as you can see, I'm using the plastic welder to amend this boot trim, which is very handy because you can't get hold of this boot trim very easily anymore. This tool makes this job really easy and quick to fix, and that's what we want. Make it all nice and secure so we can use the boot properly in a fairly simple process. In a real world application fixing that toolbox, which makes it look a lot prettier and a lot stronger. Definitely fix that up so I can use it for a future video. Stay tuned for that, it's going to be quite an interesting one, I hope. And yeah, so we've got these style sticks come with this style of soldering irons plastic welder, so they come with 2 lots of bundles. I have replaced them a couple of times, but they're fairly cheap and inexpensive. As with the staples that you get, you can purchase these really cheaply, so well worth picking up. Before we move on to my final thoughts, I just want to say that YouTube has launched a new community feature. So if you go to the channel page, there'll be a part that says visit community, and if you visit there, you can come and join the community and have conversations, put your pictures up, ask questions, and make it as open as possible to everyone. So tools, car repairs, anything you want to talk about really, pop over there and we'll do our best to make a big community for people who like talking about tools and car repairs. But moving on to my final thoughts now. We have to do individual scores, even though they're 2 separate items, to come in the same kit, because they are different uses. I'm going to start with this one, which is a really nice thing to use, but it is quite hard to use, so I'm going to give it a 3 spanner rating, so 3 spanners will pop up for this one. And moving on to the slightly easier one to use and more useful one in my opinion, this one here, I'm going to give it a 4 spanner rating. So that's mainly because it's so easy to use and so versatile. As long as you get it into places, it comes in really handy. Obviously being main powered does hold them back, you need a extension cord if you're using them anywhere, but does really help to have, and it's definitely very useful for fixing those parts you can't readily get available. Like I said, air intake pipes and stuff like that, like the plastic ones, easily fixed with both these tools. Big cracks in bumpers, like that boot trim I repaired, you saw a bit of clip of in this video, really does help out. So if you're looking for a decent plastic welder set, I highly recommend these with a bit of practice. It makes it very easy to repair plastics you can't always replace. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps both the channel and me out. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I post 2 videos a week, so by subscribing, you'll never miss a thing. Got any questions or suggestions? Drop a comment down below, and I'll do my best to reply to everyone. Here at Dobby Repairs, we're all about helping you learn how to work on your vehicle safely and showing you don't need to spend a fortune on tools to get the job done. Want to support the channel further? Become a member, starting at just 99p. Members get perks like early access to videos and more exclusive content. Keep fixing, and I'll see you in the next one.